Previously on Sister Wives.
I can't imagine any situation where Janelle would voluntarily talk to Robyn.
Oh, that's gonna come up.
I'm picturing them both at a party. You know, they're both at a party there. And Robyn just kind of goes, "Hey, Janelle." And Janelle doesn't say anything and just walks away.
Hi, Janelle. So, I was wondering, now that Christine is gone, can we rebuild the family? I know I've come to you many times,
And
but I'm still
Robyn, there's a lot of problems.
How will I afford more long pants without this show? So what do you say, Janelle? Okay, I guess we'll discuss this later.
I'm gonna meet some dude online and fall in love and want to leave my family.
The first 20 years, I don't know, are not gonna be really great.
If you want a successful family, you don't have favorites.
I am not married to 3 other women.
No, I'm just a narcissist.
I have tended to be detached and self-absorbed. I'm not a good husband.
Welcome back to the recap. Ready?
I'm never really ready.
Okay, it's understandable.
Cody just, every single outing of him is just so painful.
Yeah, this episode was a little painful to watch for several reasons. Let's get into it.
Okay.
Sister Wives, Season 17, Episode 13, Coronapocalypse.
God, I hate Cody.
It's been a month since Christine moved to Utah. Cody says it's not only been difficult for Truly to spend ample time with him, but also it's been hard getting her to feel comfortable in his environment. Truly voiced her main concern with her parents' divorce was whether or not they would be amiable in each other's presence. On her arrival to Robyn's house, Cody asked her if she brought her pajamas. She said that she didn't because she was unsure if she would be staying the night. And that confused me because I'm assuming she plans to sleep over at Janelle and Savannah's again. Cody said he could find a big t-shirt for her to wear if she didn't have any clothes. He then asked her if she would like to help him do his work again, which I assume he asked that as a joke because he has a trend for having his daughters do menial labor as a way to spend time with him. Remember when she was
Yes, no, I'm just thinking she's like Cinderella. Cody's like a...
evil stepfather?
No, just a bitch.
Okay. She shows her dad the novels that she has been reading. We get Christine's confessional saying that the hardest thing about divorce is considering how the children are going to feel. Like Isabel, Truly is not close with her father and also feels awkward around him. With Truly's occasional visits, Robyn hopes some sense of normalcy will still linger in the family despite the tensions amongst all the parents. Fast forward to today, where Christine has said in an interview that she and Cody are still working on co-parenting, aka I don't think that Truly regularly visits Flagstaff, or as regularly as they anticipated. Janelle reveals that it's been a shitty summer for her marriage.
That she ever had a good anything for her marriage.
She and Cody still butt heads on her investment in the trailer, and also because of the conflict that exists between her husband and her sons. She has lunch with Cody in hopes of smoothing over some of the problems.
That didn't go well.
No, it doesn't. They sit at what looks like the outdoor patio of Fat Olives.
Yeah.
They went to this particular restaurant season 15, I believe. Janelle comments that it's been a while since the both of them had done this. I guess this is an uncommon incident and this get-together was forced because they had to film.
I don't think Cody and Janelle really have ever spent time together. I think they've hung out, maybe, but just, yeah, it's awkward.
I think they do go on hikes.
Wasn't that when he was trying to get her to lose weight?
Oh, yeah, that was.
He's such a piece of shit.
Okay. Janelle discusses the upcoming holidays. She says that due to Gabe and Garrison hating their father, she wasn't able to spend last Thanksgiving with the family in Flagstaff.
Why would she want to?
I don't know, they're still a Brown family.
So? Why are any of these people doing any of the things they do? I don't relate to any of them. I think they're all just insane or stupid.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why have the obligation of trying to look like a family when you aren't?
The show?
That's the one thread that's keeping this family together. So last Thanksgiving, she wasn't able to spend Thanksgiving with Cody, Robyn, and Mary. And just to keep you up to date, last month, 2022 Thanksgiving, she again didn't spend Thanksgiving with the Flagstaff family.
But I mean, like, okay, can you name 3 people you don't want to spend time with? I can. Cody, Robyn, and Mary. They're all unpleasant. Why would anybody want to spend time with them?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to spend time with them either.
They're just independently annoying people. So at that point, why would anybody want to spend time with these people?
Last Thanksgiving, she spent time at Logan and his wife's house in Las Vegas with all of her children minus Maddie. And that's because Maddie lives on the East Coast and is heavily pregnant.
Mm-hmm. She got a bad case of pregnant. A heavy case of pregnant.
And it looked like they had a lot of fun without the 3 parents.
I kind of feel like those 3 were always like the things that weighed every single family thing down.
I can imagine Mary being a dark cloud.
Yeah.
At family gatherings.
Don't think of it as the family coming apart. Think of it as a family audit. We've discovered that 20% of our family takes 80% of our resources. So we've decided to let you guys go.
Cut you out. To maximize family enjoyment. She expresses that since she hasn't spent Thanksgiving with Maddie's family since 2018, she would very much like to do it this year in 2021. Also, it would be an easy decision to make considering that Maddie and Caleb won't have the strict COVID protocols that Robyn still makes everyone follow, even though this is way past the point of the date of when you can get your first vaccination shot.
I'm for general COVID protocols, just not the ones that are designed specifically so that Cody doesn't have to leave his house.
For people that are extremely fearful of COVID,
they really don't take any of the actual precautions.
Yeah.
Cody's still not vaccinated, and that's like the easiest thing you can possibly do, but he's like, oh, you still gotta do the never seeing anyone but anyone thing, and you gotta stay in the hole.
There were still breakthrough cases of people that were still vaccinated.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the least that you can possibly do. It's free. It's not even that unpleasant. You're just, you feel kind of sick for a couple days afterwards, but it's like, why?
Janelle hopes that she can enmesh herself more into the family by spending Christmas in Flagstaff.
Again, why? Why do you want to be enmeshed in this garbage?
Cody says that if family does come over for the holidays, he will not overlook slights that were made against him.
He doesn't hold a grudge, by the way.
He will not sit there and act like things are peachy and fine while we still need to work things out. Which I thought was very unusual for Cody because, I don't know if you remember, but during, I think, was it season 16? It was the Teflon Queen episode where he was talking to Garrison and Gabe as they were peeling logs on Coyote Pass.
Yeah, no, I don't remember that one.
And he said that, okay, the family is coming together for Christmas. All of you better get your gripes out over the phone before you come here in person because we're playing a game of taboo where the forbidden topic is anything political. And here he's telling Janelle, well, we never confront anything, and that's the problem with this family.
The problem with this family is you jackhole.
He will not let disloyal children through his front door if they have animosity with him or his favorite wife. He tells Janelle that Garrison should reach out to him and make amends to him. Janelle says that her sons will not grovel at Robyn and Cody's feet, which is good because they shouldn't, because they have nothing to apologize for. Cody then contradicts himself again, saying he doesn't want a mea culpa or apology. He just wants to clear the air.
No, he just wants everybody to praise him like they did when they were idiots.
When they were tender age.
When they were tender idiots.
Janelle says that COVID was the instigating factor as to why their relationship with him went south.
They still think COVID's the reason.
He contests that notion and says that their sons have had a vendetta against Robyn even before the pandemic.
Yeah, we all did because you married a woman so much younger than you.
There's been a lot of shit-talking of certain people in the family. We cut to Robyn's confessional. So we see her on the couch, and by the way, she has like a huge ass cold sore on her lip.
She always has those things.
It's very noticeable. She says that Gabe and Garrison have texted her that the issues within the family was due to her.
Yeah.
So they're spot on.
Yeah, I know. I think that takes a lot of guts to just be like, hey, Robyn, it's you. Yeah. I thought you were going to say, oh, they texted Robyn
To apologize to her?
to apologize.
Oh, no.
Or that Cody is, tell her that Cody's a jerk. But it's like, no, we're just going to just dive bomb you.
Cody explains that Robyn and her children needed an exorbitant amount of time with him because, unlike the OG wives, she wasn't there from day one. Because remember, she's like, we should have been together from day one. Or her tagline.
Yeah, she's a dumbass.
My biological children are just being jealous. Okay.
Yes, that's the definition of jealous, is to not want to lose the thing that you had before, and they have good reason to be.
There is an unwillingness to accept, communicate, or make amends with Robyn's part of the family. I have someone in my life who is fundamentally loyal to me and sees me as the head of the family, which I will say does not narrow down which wife he is talking about.
Oh, Mary?
She is so loyal to you, she will put up with all of the shit you throw at her.
I just figured something out. So for the longest time, I've been trying to figure out why Cody's been acting this way. What changed? What happened to goofy Michael Scott from The Office Cody to this authoritarian shitbag? Like, what happened? And I'm like, oh, Robyn happened. Before, when it was the three okay wives, they would put him in his place, and so he was always felt like he was balanced against their power. But when Robyn came, would never shut up about how great Cody was. And so she's basically impregnated his mind with this idea that he's just so great. And so now he thinks, well, I am so great. And these women don't say I'm so great, so they must be terrible. So all of this is because of Robyn's, her stupid enabling behavior on Cody. And that's why Cody's acting like this. Robyn gave him all of the obnoxious validation that he's never got before. And now that he's got it, he's now justified in all of his shittiness.
Also, I do think that she does validate him. She boosts his ego. But in the past, there have been instances where Christine felt that it was okay for Robyn to disagree with Cody and he would still love her. But she tells Nancy, the therapist, that when she would do the same thing, he wouldn't, or it was met negatively. So I think that he just loves Robyn so much, he lets her speak her opinion, and he never did that with the other wives. So she boosts his ego, but also he lets her have a voice.
If it wasn't for the fact that he was a stupid polygamist, he wouldn't have had to put up with any of these women. He wouldn't have had to love them for the sake of his celestial reward or whatever. He probably would have married Mary, and then that actually probably would have been just fine, him and Mary, because they actually liked each other. And then either would have left her for a Robyn. That probably would have been okay if he wasn't a polygamist. He just married Mary, and it was just Cody, Mary, and Leon. That probably would have been fine, except his sense of self-worth is based on how many women he can knock up and people praising him and stuff. You know what? Maybe not. He needs a lot of people. He's a team effort. He needs at least 30 people lifting him up, or else he just can't stand by himself. He has more in common with a class pet than he does a human being.
That's gonna be my new animation. Cody the hamster. Okay.
You need a respect me. I am loyalty. Pick up my shit. Clean out my cage.
Janelle, I will start treating you like a wife again once you give me your unwavering loyalty. Robyn and her kids came into the family and treated everyone with respect, yet they aren't getting that in return. everyone better apologize and kiss her ass, or else I will not accept you into my family.
It's this word he keeps using. Respect. I don't think it means what he thinks it means.
No, respect to him means obey. You better obey me. You better respect me. Synonyms.
These people are a case study to why polygamy doesn't work. You know what? We say that, but 2/3 of all the people we know that got married have gotten divorced, so... But then again, they're married to more people, so they have more opportunities to get divorced. So no, it's just a bad idea.
Yeah. Janelle can't even in her confessional. He's been saying exactly what I suspected. He idealizes Robyn's marriage and weaponizes it against everyone who exhibit inadequate devotion to him. Cody is a broken record where he constantly spouts that Saint Robyn was victimized by the family, despite being so kind. I don't see it in that light. The conflicts that stemmed from her entering the family was not because people were out to bully her, but a side effect of working through the dynamics of being a plural unit. There were even times when she didn't want to collaborate with us within this lifestyle, since she intentionally isolated her part of the family from us. Robyn said it was difficult blending the families together, but her goal was always to be part of the Browns. The conversation continues. Cody, if the roles were reversed, could you be as defensive about my perceived mistreatment? Cody gives a blank stare. Instead of answering, he tells her that they haven't been acting like a married couple for most of their marriage. I don't know why that's okay, but you live like a single woman. Which I thought was a weird response to her very direct question.
It's misdirecting. He's trying to change the subject, and he's like, oh, that's a pretty damning line of discussion. Let's switch it to a slightly less damning line of success.
We know the answer to her question was, no, I would not treat you the same. And I would not treat you the same is because we have not been romantic.
Yeah, and he's like, oh, we never have been, so...
Which I don't know why this is news to him now.
It's not. He's basically saying, oh, why do you expect it good? It's never been good. I'm not going to treat you well because I never have. God, I hate these people. I hate this show.
Janelle says that she has always been encouraged to be independent because you had no other choice as a plural wife. I asked Cody to do things for me, and I was ignored. So you know what? I rescued myself. In this lifestyle, you can't expect the husband to meet all of your needs. I've made decisions for myself. When he tells me he perceived events so differently than me, it makes me wonder if this marriage will be viable in the future.
Okay, Janelle, you're stupid, because if you were smart, you would have left by now.
Hold on, she's trying to get her assets together.
She's building up her exit strategy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cody tells us that he doesn't see Janelle as independent so much as cold and aloof.
She's the one who says she's too independent.
She does her own thing, and I do mine. Cody brings up more bullshit that Janelle didn't follow his COVID protocols because he wanted to protect the family. And I would like to remind Cody that Janelle did follow CDC guidelines. I want your undeniable loyalty to me, Janelle. I don't understand why you don't think I have that. All Janelle hears is that Robyn is perfect, Robyn is great. If you conform within this small team, we're all good. I don't think it's a large ask to tell my wife that you better be loyal to me and be an accountable person or else.
If this was like on an episode of like Star Trek or whatever, I'd be like, oh no, somebody's got the mind worms. Why is he acting like this? Did he get hit by a stupid ray or something? Why is he acting like this? It's creepy.
And also because he's accusing her of not being loyal or accountable, and he's neither of those things.
No, he's neither loyal or accountable. He's the worst. In Star Trek, everybody will be acting normal, and then suddenly something will happen.
Oh, I think I saw that on Lower Decks. That thing that was in...
Yeah,
or was it the woman?
There'll be like a bug thing that crawls into somebody's ear. Oh god, that creeped me out as a kid. Or there'll be an energy field that'll zap somebody. and then they'll start acting differently, and then, oh, he got hit with a tyrannical beam, and so now he's turned into this horrible dictator or something, and
Tyrannical.
oh god.
That is so what happened. And also, people suspect that he's on steroids.
I believe it. He probably got his doctor to prescribe him steroids off-label to help with his CrossFit. I was gonna say his manscaping, but that's not the right word. And I think he's losing it. I think he's going insane. He's going senile.
Maybe you and I just aren't a good fit, which I like to remind him again that that's what you also said to Mary and Christine when you wanted them out the door. Janelle says that she feels like the rules had changed for her. Cody has always acted like she was a great wife and was okay with her independence. Now he has an issue. You just can't change your attitude overnight about the way we've handled our marriage for 30 years.
I have a dog now.
So now Cody has a different stance on his 30 years of marriage with Janelle, that their pragmatic marriage was never good enough for him.
Well, she was just the one he didn't have to worry about. She was the one that made money and didn't need anything from him. Now, she doesn't make as much money.
Well, what do you mean? Like, in comparison to him?
No, I'm saying in comparison to the rest of the family. She used to be the one that would work. They would rely on her. She doesn't serve that much of a purpose anymore because he's got all this TLC money in his Robyn mansion.
Dad's Arc. It's the LLC.
You know your family's splintered when you create an LLC just for part of your family's money.
So anyways, so here is an excerpt from their memoir. This is during Cody's section with him and Janelle. I couldn't shake my spiritual awareness that Janelle and I would one day marry. I'm not sure exactly when this insight came to me. It wasn't born out of the same conventionally romantic attraction I had to Mary. It was a different feeling entirely, one that had more to do with spirituality and intellectual compatibility, romantic love. And for Janelle, she says, Cody was an obvious choice for me, but not because of any conventional notion of romance. I have never ever been someone who's interested in sappy goo-goo eyes, chocolates, flowers, and sunset walks on the beach. The idea of cooing and cuddling doesn't agree with me. I'm sure there is a combination of things in my nature that makes me think this way. On the one hand, I've always been independent and happy to spend time on my own and do my own thing, so I had never felt the need to bind myself to someone on an intimate level.
Polygamy, folks.
Again, he knows this about Janelle. He's known this before he's even married her, and now the way she behaves is a problem, which is convenient. Now he will use that as an excuse to distance himself from her.
I hate them all so much.
Okay, back to the Fat Olives patio. I never thought that I would be in a situation where I would doubt my marriage to Cody. I don't know if this works for me anymore.
It's like a person who's got something on their face, discovering it, and you watching them. And they're like, when are they going to figure it out? When are they going to figure it out? I can't praise these people for coming to the conclusion they should have come 2 years ago.
Yeah. For all the talk that Janelle is so smart and intellectual.
She says in that same book that she thought that Cody stimulated her mind with his intellectualism, and I'm like, I don't see it.
Cody, really?
I don't see it. Yeah, he stimulated your mind while he's, wearing his old high school wrestling singlet and using words incorrectly. Yeah, he's so stimulating your mind.
Cody tells us that he's trying to evaluate his life, but because he doesn't want this marriage to go in the shitter like the way it had with Christine.
Oh my God.
Janelle tells him that she has enjoyed their functional marriage for a long time. Cody is her best friend with whom she tells everything to.
That makes things even more sad.
That doesn't matter. You gotta know that there has been something fundamentally wrong here. Is this what the human condition is? She tells him that now would be a good time for a reset because they're on a cusp of having an empty nest now that Savannah is 17. He seems hesitant to her suggestion, then tells her he wants to eat their food before it gets cold. For how many sit-down meals they get filmed. this is the first time he uses the food as an excuse to not continue this conversation.
The man's an idiot if he thinks that anything he does, says, makes him look anything like an idiot. He thinks he's tactful. He thinks that he's smart and that he's emotionally manipulating things. No, he's just an idiot and we all know it.
I'm not going to tell her that I don't feel safe, that the aftermath of mine and Christine's divorce has left me feeling broken, and that I need you to help me heal. I refuse to be vulnerable.
Oh, God.
He did say the last part.
He did or did not?
He didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that as broken as these people's relationships are, if he could be honest for 1 second, then most of their problems would be solved. But he's so fixated with being tough and angry.
That would make me look weak.
That would make me look weak and make me feel good.
Yeah, I have to include that. Okay. He tells her that he doesn't want to redefine their marriage because her decisions to buy the RV instead of getting a rental, going to see her kids during the holidays instead of hanging out with him and Robyn, and having dogs in his bed has made him feel like he doesn't fit into the equation.
If you're in a situation where everybody behaves badly and is a jerk, eventually you have to ask yourself, am I the reason that everybody acts like a jerk?
Is it me? But...
Yes.
And did you like that bit where he threw in the dogs?
He's just throwing in petty nonsense.
I don't know if you've seen, there was this Reddit video that someone was, such an observant person, was able to catch. It was, I think, season 2. It was a shot. It was very quick. It was like at the beginning of the scene, and the side of it was dark, but someone was able to light it up.
Yeah.
Of Drake, the family dog, coming to Robyn as she's like holding her girls and one in each hand, and she kicks the dog as it starts to dart toward her, and the kick was so powerful that it pushes the dog like back and scares it so much.
She's just a monstrous person.
I remember in like the beginning seasons, Cody would say that he grew up with dogs on the ranch and they were intelligent and they would answer you. And that makes sense because he's a rancher and they have a lot of animals. And now that he's married to Robyn, he all of a sudden hates dogs. Finally, Janelle asks if he still wants to live plural marriage. She tells him that she still sees him as someone she is strongly connected to and as her lover. And that was a shock that she would use that
Well,
term.
I mean, yeah, but she's never had a close relationship with Cody. She thinks it's close, but that's just because she has extremely low standards.
Her biological dad died very early. Her stepfather was a deadbeat.
Yeah.
Her mother divorced him, obviously. She married Wynn. I don't think she had a really good...
She has no positive male role models in her life, and so like, oh, look at this Cody. It's the one meme. Is this a good husband? Okay.
Cody says that he questions if he wants to continue doing polygamy. Why are you willing to be BFFs with Christine, but not with my favorite wife? And Janelle goes, because of our shared history, we raised the kids and we're stuck with one another. And frankly, I don't get that same interaction with Robyn. I don't even see her on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
Cody then blames Christine, saying she is getting out of the mess that she created. Janelle then has to remind him that all the adults are culpable for the dysfunction. It's Christine's fault. Because it's not like I wanted a divorce on my record. I never quit.
He's such a piece of garbage.
He has to emphasize on my record.
On my record? They're like, Mom's my permanent record. I don't want to go to heaven and God say, you got divorced, Cody Brown. No.
It's weird because, he's so worried that now
it's
he
gonna
has
make him look bad.
Or he has one divorce on his record when he already had another on his record. Mary. He quit her long ago. He doesn't count it.
No, he doesn't count it because he's not accountable.
Oh, God. Got him. Okay. He tells the camera that Janelle shows concern for his ex-wife, but not for him, which is heartbreaking.
Maybe that's an indication that you behave poorly, Cody.
Janelle tells us that he's trying to get her to validate him against Christine and refuses to do so because it's really dangerous territory. She reveals that Christine confided in her that she and Cody have been dealing with a lack of intimacy within their marriage, and that wasn't Janelle's experience. Cody and Janelle finally come to a consensus that they need to work on their relationship.
Yeah, they need to come back to Fat Olives and not agree about anything.
We finally move away from the restaurant scene to back at the She-Ra mansion, where Cody tells us that after 20 months of sequestering the family to avoid the plague, it finally got Robyn and Brianna. Initially, it was only Brianna that tested positive, but eventually Robyn started displaying COVID symptoms.
Yeah.
We get a couch confessional from Brianna saying she didn't think she would get COVID since it was so feared and talked about. And that line confused me because if something is more ubiquitous,
it's more likely,
that it's going to affect you.
Is Brianna talking?
Yes, it's Brianna.
The child?
Yes.
It's kind of telling that she didn't think it was likely that she was going to get it, even though apparently that's what her parents have been ruining all their relationships about.
Mm-hmm. We get a shot of Robyn lying in her bed saying she's exhibiting all of the COVID symptoms.
All of them.
Cody gives us a long list of all of them.
Who cares?
He reveals that Dayton, Saul, and Ari contracted it as well.
Yeah.
We then cut to him using a thermometer to show us that he does have a fever. He has been isolated for almost a week and has forgotten what day it is. And I think he mentions that to set us up for his excuse when he goes to talk to Gabriel.
He's an imbecile.
We get Gabe on the couch, saying that when he got COVID way back in January, he was pretty much asymptomatic with the exception of having lost his sense of smell. When his birthday rolled around during October 11th, he gets a call from his father, fully expecting him to give him his celebratory remarks.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't.
He just wants to talk to him about COVID.
Instead, he tries to garner sympathy about his plight.
God, everything's fucking about this jackass.
So to Cody, this was just another phone call. At the end of that sentence, Gabe takes off his glasses and starts to sob, saying that the fact that it was just another phone call made the situation a lot worse. Tears are streaming down his face when he tells us that many hours later, Cody tried to get in touch with him again to say happy birthday, but at that point, the damage was already done. He tells us that this was the last conversation Gabe had with his dad. And that scene really broke my heart.
I don't understand why they expect anything more from this man. He's consistently shown over and over and over again that he's incompetent and that he's self-absorbed and that he is just the worst. They need to social distance from him. He is a plague. He is a one-man plague.
Yeah, I'm glad that Gabe is setting that boundary. As someone who had a father that never cared or called for birthday, graduation, wedding, anything, and seeing Gabe break down because Cody just doesn't care.
If you have a family caretaker or parent that doesn't care about you, don't let them be the one that's keeping them away. You keep them away on your own terms.
Mary makes a cameo in this episode. She sent Robyn a text asking how she's feeling. Robyn relays to her that almost all of her children, herself, and Cody have it. Cody hasn't bathed or shaved in a couple of days. He feels like he just did a strenuous workout because his glutes, the back of his thighs, and the muscles between his back are ached. We get a cut to Aurora parking her car in the driveway, and she becomes dangerously close to parking it over the ledge, and that made me worry for her. Cody says that she never got COVID despite everyone getting it in Robyn's family because she quarantined from the sick people as soon as the signs started to show.
She's the one who had super anxiety, so I wouldn't be surprised if she was the one that was like, Mom, we gotta do something with the COVID. And so she probably was more freaked out about it than anything. She probably ran screaming when she heard that one of her siblings had it.
So she locks herself down in a room. Aurora tells us that it was very isolating and lonely to be away from her family. And I'm glad that she was able to even feel a fraction of how her adoptive siblings felt.
Yeah, their worst case scenario is everybody else's best case scenario.
Cody tells of a time when Aurora was wearing a mask in their house, 10 feet away from him, and he started sobbing because he couldn't spend time with her for 10 days.
This man deserves to be beaten with a 2x4.
The blatant favoritism, aggravating, because didn't Christine say Cody didn't see her daughters for 800 days while they were in Flagstaff? And he's away from Aurora for
10 days, and it
almost
makes him want to cry.
a little over a week.
He makes me want to cry.
Okay, Janelle tells us how ironic it is for Robyn, her spawn, and Cody to have all gotten COVID, despite their strict obedience to the rules. Yet Christine and Mary have never gotten it. A week later, Robyn's children are starting to show signs of recovery, yet Robyn isn't. They decide to take Robyn to the hospital.
Spoiler, folks, she's still around.
Ugh, all that climactic build-up.
See, if this is the reason why I hate reality shows. In a reality show, it's just a bunch of random nonsense, and people try to come up with stories to try to make it interesting after the fact.
Yeah, it's boring. It reminds me of those pregnancy scares. There was this time, I think in season 3, where Robyn thought that she would get a miscarriage, and they tried to milk that for all it's worth. I'm like, no, the baby is fine. Saul is here.
Yeah, that's the problem with reality TV show, is that it's not a story, it's just random shit. If this was a TV series, this is where they kill Robyn. And then just imagine the trajectory after that. See, I'm living in that alternate world.
You need to write some Sister Wives fan fiction.
Yeah, Sister Wives AU, alternate universe, where Robyn dies at this point.
And then Cody gives us the line, people go to the hospital to die.
Generally speaking, no. If you're dying, the hospital is exactly the best place in the world for you to be.
And even if he did believe that, and that was so concerning to him, wouldn't you think you would have been there for, I don't know, another child that had invasive surgery at a hospital?
No, that doesn't sound right. This is important. The other thing, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Aurora tells us that she was scared her mother would die. Cody can't go in the hospital with his wife, and as blue as can be. I hate when he uses that term.
What?
Blue. He used that when he was describing Christine when she's in the trenches and is feeling blue.
I think that the reason why saying blue makes him sound like a dumbass is because that's the thing a dumbass would say. He has an extremely inadequate emotional vocabulary, so he uses words words that don't accurately portray the emotions that these people are having. So he takes the emotion and he dumbs it down into, it's a frowny face.
Wait, you don't think Cody has a massive throbbing vocabulary?
The only thing throbbing at this point are the veins in his temples as he's talking about how much he hates things and needs loyalty.
Because that was on Robyn's Pinterest.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she likes a man with a massive throbbing vocabulary. Which I don't think Cody has. He doesn't use words right. He doesn't use idioms right.
He doesn't. He's such a dumbass.
Okay.
He's got a large vocabulary. He just doesn't use any of them right.
Okay. Then Cody, he sits in his car and tells us that maybe he should have admitted himself because he could use a chest x-ray, which I thought was
extremely stupid
of him to say, because don't waste hospital resources if this isn't an emergency.
He's such a piece of shit.
Okay. We get video footage of Robyn on a gurney in the ER or somewhere in the hospital, and he claims that she has been waiting for 7 hours for a room, but they're backed up. She is waiting for a bed. I'm just sitting here wasting away.
We wish.
Now, as someone who has worked in triage, what do you think? Would people have given her oxygen if that was what she required?
I mean, yeah. If she was gonna die without something, they would just give it to her. My guess is that they weren't going to give her a room. They probably were just gonna line her up into a hallway or into a large room and keep her alive in that situation. But that's the thing about Robyn. It's not adequate for Robyn to get what she needs. She needs to have what other people don't have.
Drama.
Well, yeah, so if she was in any real danger, then she wouldn't be complaining about it. If she was in real danger, she wouldn't be talking. If she was in real danger, they would be doing stuff. If she was waiting for 6 hours, that's because
she's not
in any immediate danger. So if she's got the energy to complain about how bad her lot in life is, then her lot in life isn't that bad.
To be fair, on her monitor, and someone pointed this out, that it does say 92 as the oxygen level, and apparently under 95 is low, but it's not low enough to kill you.
We were at an oxygen shortage at the time, because for every one of hers that are at 92, there was probably somebody who was at much lower, and so they're not going to skip over the person who's lower for her. And if she's not immediately dying, then yeah. This is her with her actress credits trying to drum up some sort of ratings. Like, if she was really dying, would she really be recording it?
No, she wouldn't.
No. It's like where she got mad at Gwen for not coming out on camera. Because Robyn knows full well that she has no marketable qualities, and neither does Cody. They live and breathe on this damn show. And that's why it is an immoral act to watch this show.
I'm sorry. That's why you don't.
I don't watch this show. I think I've watched maybe 2 episodes of this show, but I can tell you all about it. All about it. I can tell you about, this is the time when so-and-so did this and so-and-so done this. And sometimes I'll walk into a room and Angie's watching Sister Wives and I'm like, who are these assholes? And I'm like, these are those people that she's always talking about.
Your trivia is so commendable. Cody is stressed and panicked because he is wondering if she is gonna live. Spoiler, she does.
Womp womp.
And he never showed this level of concern for another wife who also had COVID. Robyn dramatizes her plight, saying it hurts to talk while taking breaths.
Then stop talking.
I know. She confirms that embellishment because her EKG and chest scans come back normal, and the doctor says she is free to go home.
Gotcha.
Aurora backs her mom up.
Because they know loyalty.
Saying that just because the EKG came back normal doesn't mean she can't get worse, and is still praying for her mom a lot. Brianna furiously nods her head in agreement.
I mean, technically anything can get worse at any time.
Cody says even though Robyn started to heal after her hospital visit, he took a turn for the worse.
Spoiler, folks, this jackass is still around.
Janelle validates this. He is not doing well emotionally and mentally. She forgot to say physically. Cody is having a hard time sleeping. Brianna then says her dad is usually a happy-go-lucky guy, but after getting COVID, he started getting really depressed. Robyn's daughters are really showing how much they can fake cry.
Yeah, act like her. I don't know what they look like. I have no idea what her daughters look like. But I know in my heart that they look like the evil stepsisters from Cinderella. That is what they look like in my heart. Don't correct me.
There was this scene a few episodes ago where someone depicted
Savannah,
Aurora and Brianna as the evil stepsisters, and Truly and Savannah as Cinderella.
Oh my God, those two are gonna be absolute monsters when their lives are just gonna be insufferable.
Janelle and Robyn express the same sentiments on the couch, that Cody is usually very optimistic. There is little in his life that brings him down, but getting COVID has really started causing him a lot of anxiety. We cut to 3.5 weeks later. Hooray, Cody is healed. Let's move on.
Cody happy-go-lucky?
Yeah, maybe only around Robyn's family. His other non-Robyn children have expressed that they feel awkward around him, or as he likes to put it, I'm not this big menacing ogre. He isn't that personality when he's around his other family. But anyways, just
He's a
something
jackass.
fun. He tells us that he recently drove by Christine's house and felt he had to change clothes because he felt like his hoodie was suffocating him after seeing another family living in that house.
Did he catch anxiety from Aurora?
He expresses grief during his time quarantine. He tells us that he was looking through family pictures and started sobbing because of the division in his family and the divorce, both of which COVID was a catalyst for.
Yeah, but he was the cause of.
It is now October 31st. Cody is in full King Tut garb. They are making solid art.
King Tut garb?
Yeah, he looks like a pharaoh.
Why?
Because that's his costume.
Oh, it's a Halloween costume. I thought he'd wrapped his head with something. Okay, so he's dressed up as King Tut. Gotcha.
They are making Saul and Ari trick-or-treat to different members of the household because I'm assuming they're still recovering.
Okay.
Okay, so they trunk-or-treat to Aurora, who is dressed as a hippie with her guitar, and trick-or-treat to Robyn, dressed as Cleopatra, and Brianna, who I'm guessing is dressed as a dog because she has her hair in pigtails and her nose is black. That or she's a squirrel. But anyways, what do you think of the couple dress up?
It's a long ways off from their was it face painting days and.
Yeah,
Robyn,
they actually bought
Robyn revealing
costume?
that she's watched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Because for past Halloweens, he would just do something cheap. I guess this is because they're rich now.
Yes, they're rich now,
But apparently have no money.
No.
You should have seen Robyn dressed up as Cleopatra because when she first opened the door to reveal her costume, I legit thought that was Cody again. I thought it was a man. Because she was wearing this long black wig. But I like the way it framed her face because her jaw's already so square. Made me think that she was Thor or something. And also, I'm not trying to like shame her for showing skin, but like this part of her dress showed her cleavage right here. And for someone who keeps spouting modesty, and for Cody who's always shaming his daughters at proms and their wedding for like, oh, at least that dress is modest or something like that.
Yes.
And for her to just have that be her attire, I thought was a little hypocritical. So Saul and Ari trick or treat in their own house for 4 hours. They do this going around in a circle getting candy from the same 4 people. Cody says he usually is a party pooper for these kinds of festivities, but Robyn insisted on making a memorable experience for their tender age children.
Did they say tender age again?
No,
Okay,
but for the children, but...
Yes, that's what they... I think tender age just means Robyn's kids. It doesn't matter how old Robyn's kids are always going to be tender. This show is a whole lot of nothing.
Okay. Yeah. It's just... This is episode 13. I think last season was like maybe only 10 episodes plus the tell-alls, and I think it was like season 14 had 14 episodes, so I think maybe next episode is the season finale.
It's a reality show. What does that even mean?
Okay.
I'm just saying, let's skip to like 10 years from now where you get one of those articles in your Google feed. Where is Robyn now? And she's missing half of her teeth. And then she's like got, arrested or whatever. Because, can we just skip to that?
It would be very interesting what not having a
TV show
would do to their lifestyle.
These people just waste money and then they think that they're God's gift to the world. We need to start a petition. Stop paying the sister wives.
No, why would we recap?
We need to get small children to sing about it. It's like climate change, or one of those 80s things where they get all of the celebrities together to sing a song to somehow fix the world. And I'll just be like, and the sister wives stop paying for Robyn's creepy dolls.
Okay, then that's it.
Okay,
Bye.
okay, you can always animate all the people singing.